Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Whiskey and Wisdom podcast. My name is George.
And my name is James Tauro. Listen, guys, I know what you're going to say. There's no whiskey again. But there's a reason for that, okay? It's almost 4 in the afternoon. We got shit to do. No whiskey. But trust me, it's coming. All right, it's coming.
Thank you to everybody that has liked, subscribed. Really appreciate the feedback. We've had a lot of feedback, actually. I've had quite a few DMs on Instagram. People saying, I appreciate your work, I like it, and they're encouraging us to keep it up. And yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All our social media links will be in the description. My Instagram, James's Instagram, Centerpiece UK, also that will be in the description, which is a news article. Do you want to
listen, guys, if I could just touch into Centerpiece UK. Centerpiece UK is what all of you guys need, all right? You guys are fucking suffering because, well, maybe you don't know it. You probably don't know it because you're like everyone else. You're probably plugged in to the fucking mainstream media's agendas, biases, all of that just being fucking pushed down your throat. You need to know what's really going on. You need to see it through more than one lens. Okay, so then you can see all of the information going on. You can have your own opinion about what's actually happening in this world. And you're not just a fucking mouthpiece for the mainstream media. Because even if you don't know it, even if you don't like the mainstream media, that's the only place you're getting your information. So you need to follow Centerpiece UK. Everyone following it already, I appreciate it. Everyone who's following, our channel, this podcast now, I appreciate all the likes, the shares, posting it to your story. It really means a lot.
Appreciate it.
Really means a lot. Okay, so keep doing that, and we'll keep delivering the goods.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's what I want to say.
I just want to say something else also. If any of you have an interesting story, maybe you've struggled with an addiction, like a habit, or something really bad, something traumatic has happened to you, you've been affected by something, I don't know, you've had maybe a near-death experience, or the COVID vaccine has fucked somebody up in your family, or whatever, anything like that, give me and James a message, and we would love to interview you. We'd love to have you on the show and discuss topics and our opinions and hear your story.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, guys, you feel free, come out, reach out to us. We want you on the show. We want to share stories because, listen, no one is sharing the stories of the parents or siblings of the kids who are going to school who are mixing with fucking other kids who believe that they're fucking girls even though they're boys. All this shit, I know what's going on. You guys have seen it. All right, come out. Let's speak out about it. All right, there's enough people speaking about a load of bullshit. So you guys need to speak out about the truth that people actually need to see. Your story means a lot. It matters.
Yeah,
okay?
Definitely.
And listen, it's not just to get us and boost our show. It's just to get the truth out there.
Yeah, we want your story to be heard as well.
We care about the truth more than the show, the likes, all of that stuff. That's what we stand for. All right? So please, feel free.
Okay, so funny enough, tapping into the woke agenda that you were talking about, I was reading something earlier, and basically, so the Federal Aviation Administration, which is the FAA in America, they've decided to start hiring people that are mentally disabled. Yeah. Have you seen
Yeah,
this?
I've seen it.
They're mentally
exactly
disabled, right? So they decided to hire people to fly your planes, right, that are mentally disabled, people that have psychotic episodes that have been, in these prisons and stuff like that, for mental illnesses. They want to hire them to meet this woke agenda target to fly the planes.
Yeah. Diversity. It's diversity. Listen,
I
saw this from the very beginning. Okay, and listen, I'm telling you, it is crazy. Okay, they don't think about it. We're not talking about fucking Starbucks, right?
No,
or even a football team.
They want them flying the planes.
Let's start from the bottom. Okay, let's start from the bottom. Okay, diversity at Starbucks. It doesn't really matter.
No,
it's a little.
You might get a bit of dribble in your coffee.
Yeah, you might get a bit of dribble. Right. You should really leave the jobs to people who actually apply and just have whoever's working. Don't just fire a load of white kids just to get a load of black kids in to have it more diverse. But that doesn't really matter. Then you go up and say, let's say football teams. Okay, a team's all white. We need more blacks, or a team. Well, if it was all blacks, they're not going to get a load of white kids in. They only works one way, right? But even then, it's kind of bullshit because the team and the club could suffer, but it still doesn't mean anything. But when you talk about fucking flying planes, like airline industry, I don't know any industry that is more important, that all that matters is you are fucking focused and good at your job. Diversity should be at the very bottom of the list. Okay? I'd rather a fucking pervert fly us safely than some fucking mental retard. I'm
or somebody
included.
with a split personality.
Yes.
You imagine that, somebody with a split personality flying
Yeah.
your plane. 1 minute he's all happy flying your plane. Next minute he's like, fuck this.
Yeah,
I fucking hate it. I've had enough.
To the fucking
I've had enough.
cliff.
That's
You're all
it.
dead. Listen, and the thing is, a couple years ago, right, when it first started, which I saw, it was, okay, we need more people of colour, or we need more women. Even that, it's crazy. You should just leave it to who the good pilots are.
Yeah, you don't want women flying the planes.
If the best were all women, okay, sure, but they're not. I want to make that clear, right? But even so, and I'll get into a little story in a second, right? But let's just say we're talking about fucking now, like they are openly saying this. This isn't us talking out of our fucking arse.
This
is openly
on a news article.
discussed. They are employing people, and I quote, mentally challenged.
Yes.
Mentally challenged.
Mentally challenged, intellectually disabled, and psychiatric problems.
That's
what they want.
Your fucking children and grandma. That's who they're fucking hiring. And let me tell you something about the women. This is a funny story, right? So remember, we went away last year. We went on holiday, and there was a woman pilot flying us. Okay, I don't even know if you remember. Do you
Probably
remember?
not. Too many.
I think it was on the way. I think we were fucked up. It was. I don't know if it was on the way there or the way back. But both times, I think we were a bit smashed. Anyways.
Oh, the landing. Was it?
It was. I think no. It was the way there. It was the way there, right? It was the way there. We got out of this country in Europe, and I remember me, George, and our friend. We were sat in the free, and when we heard the pilot, it was a woman. Said, "Hello, this is whoever the fuck talking." And I remember we just looked at each other like, "Oh fuck." Like this is what I'm saying. I'm sorry, women. Please don't fly our planes. I want a man. Okay, I want a man. And that story
it's not
is
even
just
like a diss towards
it's
women
not a diss,
or
it's
anything.
Just,
because
I feel safe.
Yeah, feel better. And also, it's like this. I've noticed this. So I've been in cars with like girls before, whatever, right? And this happened to me recently. Okay, I was in a car with a girl. Right, I'm driving along the motorway. Anyway, I'm fucking drunk at this point. Yeah, I'm drunk. Right.
Yeah, okay.
I'm drunk, not really paying attention to what's going on. Anyway, we're on the motorway driving. It's raining. And this car, she's in the middle lane or whatever, driving. And this car comes from the fast lane, pulls out, we're literally about to smash into her. She just froze like this. I'm fucking drunk, bearing in mind. I'm the one that fucking jumps over the steering wheel. Beep, beep, beep. Get out of the fucking way, mate. He obviously realised that we were there. But if I didn't do that, they would have fucking smashed her into the side of her. And I was drunk. I wasn't even driving, paying attention.
This is a drunk man.
And she just froze. Women just freeze in some
Did you see the video?
Scenarios.
Did you see the video where the guy said one drunk man is worth 100 sober women? I'm not even joking. That's the perfect. And yeah, you're right. Listen, when it comes to like
there is
danger and challenge and that pressure,
freeze.
I don't think women can handle it. Now listen, okay, if you're going, I'm not saying I won't get in the car with you, but if I had known that was a woman driving us, flying us, to us to say to fucking Portugal, fuck you, EasyJet. You're getting fucking women to fly us. Fucking hell. No, it's not fair. And listen, it's going to go badly, all right? I'm not being funny.
Especially
it just so
these
happens
new people
in
flying
the
the planes.
same month, the same January 2024, when they release all of the airlines, the diversity, the pride. I mean, there was a pride flight that you guys probably wouldn't have seen. Did
pride
you see?
flight?
This is no joke. There was a pride flight from, I believe it was Alaska to San Francisco. It was literally the flight.
What was it, like a rainbow plane?
It was just it had rainbows all over it. It had fucking pride flags. It had fucking drag queens all like dancing and singing before the flight. And then on the plane, it was literally just drag queens.
We should let these woke disabled people fly that plane.
Yeah, why are you
I think that makes sense.
Because you know they had a good fucking pilot. They had fucking Colonel whoever the fuck guy who landed the plane on the Hudson River. That's who they had. we with fucking women and children and fucking grandmas get fucking
Stephen Hawking's 2.0.
Stephen Hawking's 2.0. The fucking Downey from the Scary Movie flying the fucking plane.
Matey from the Goonies.
Why? Fucking hell. And listen, it's the same month. The same month all of this is announced. You have videos coming out of fucking doors coming off of planes.
And planes setting on fire.
Planes on fire. Okay? Centerpiece UK posted 3 to 4 videos of the fucking flights in Japan. Where were they coming from? I don't know. Probably fucking in the Pride shit, England,
Yeah.
right, wherever.
We
the
know
West,
who the pilots
anywhere
were
in the
now.
West.
That's what it is. We know who the pilots were. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you can justify putting somebody with mental illnesses if they can't even operate in society or operate in society normally. How can you expect them to fly a plane?
Yeah. If you can't operate.
They put their shoes on the wrong feet.
If you can't operate a social scenario with strangers, then you can't operate a fucking aircraft with fucking 200 people in it. Plus, more than that. You're talking America. In America, those planes are huge. They're fucking Airbuses. It's crazy and ridiculous. And I ain't getting on a plane with a downy. I'll stop the fucking plane. I will stand up, even if it's a fucking bomb threat, anything to get off. Anything to get off. And what's funny is, us saying this now, people are going to look at it, they're going to, oh, well, you're harsh. Oh, well, they want to be included. Fuck inclusion when my fucking safety's at risk.
Definitely, like,
the fuck?
Yeah, there will be people that out there say, oh, you can't say that, that's mean.
Yeah.
It's not mean.
You can't say downy. Give me an example of a fucking downy.
It's like you're not going to get a man with no legs to fucking run the 100 meters fucking sprint with you saying,
exactly.
how are you?
Exactly. Things just make sense, and the fucking woke left, fucking crazy delusional retards are fucking. I don't even. Let's just not even go into this because I'm gonna fucking go off on one and get us both cancelled and fucking probably assassinated or some shit. If this gets over 2 million views and we keep talking like this, they're gonna fucking put bullets in our heads.
Oh yeah, definitely, completely. Right, I want to touch on. So basically, if you watched the last episode, you would have heard us talking about towards the end. We were talking about how the drugs could be stopped in America and the UK, obviously. And I had another thought about it. I heard something, and it made a lot of sense, to be honest with you. The reason they can't just go out there and stop this massive drug epidemic that's going on in America, the fentanyl crisis, or what's going on in the UK, massive influx of cocaine, whatever.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. They can't stop it because the amount of people they will put out of jobs if they just basically cut the ties. They say, look, we're going to crack down on drugs, crack down on everything in the UK. We're going to stop the drugs coming in. The amount of people that are in the police force and are involved in, drug task forces in America, you've got the DEA, exactly. Yeah. There's thousands of people. They can't just pull the plug on it and stop it because all these people can have no jobs. They're not going to have anything to do. What do you do?
Listen, I don't even know. I don't know how many DEA agents but in the world. How many
policemen in the UK or something?
DEA agents are there? I don't fucking know. Ain't giving us
10,000. No?
Employees, 10,000.
10,000 employees.
10,000.
That's just the DEA.
That was 2019.
That's just the DEA.
Fentanyl's fucking surely 10 times the amount that's coming in. So they're fucking hiring. Listen, if all of those people go out of a job, then what?
Yeah.
Then the economy goes to shit.
Though.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got to relocate them people after that. They can't just chuck them all in.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, what is it, the NYPC? Is that what it is?
I can't even fucking know. That's New York. That's New York. That's New York. Yeah. Listen, all I can tell you is that they do not want they want the illusion of the drug stopping.
Yeah.
But they don't actually want it to happen. Well, they don't even care. It's not whether they want or don't want. They don't give a fuck. They ain't doing it. Other than Joe Biden, their kids ain't doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? So what do they care? I don't care about your kids. Hunter Biden's a crackhead. That's 100% true. But listen, you are 100% right. Okay, and let's just go deeper. And this, people will say this is conspiracy, but when you actually think about it, logically, it's just the truth.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, all the drugs stop. Okay, everyone's sober. Yeah. Let's say everyone's sober. Maybe other than you got alcohol, but no drugs, no weed, none of that shit. One, there's fucking boredom. What they're gonna do? They're gonna start paying attention.
Anything's good. They're gonna take their mind off of it. Right, what can I do now?
They're gonna pay attention. Okay, well, what's going on? Oh, let me get more in my community. Okay, what's my community? Okay, you got us. You got the police. Who the police work for? Okay, them. Who's in charge? Wait, who are you? You're in charge of all of us. The fuck?
Listen,
you stop smoking weed. You stop doing drugs. You start looking at the world, and you go, "Oh shit, this is all bullshit. This is bullshit. This is a game. This is a game.
Yeah, it's also a distraction.
It's a distraction. 100% a distraction. And then even just the cash coming in. Think about all the cash. Think about all the money in the economy because let's just say the businesses. Let's think about all the drug money circulating. And let's just talk about the United States as a whole. All the drug money circulating, all that money that goes in, because I mean, they give you the numbers, billions in that shit.
Oh yeah,
right?
Crazy amount.
All of that money eventually goes towards food, petrol, gas,
it
cars,
all goes back
cash,
into the economy.
the fucking bookies, gambling, just alcohol. Fucking paying your rent.
Yeah, it all goes back into their pocket, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, let's take a big American company, Walmart. Think about Walmart, right? How much of their cash that they can't get in is illegal? And then think about Nike, all the Nike shops, the cash. Once the cash comes in, it ends up getting taxed further down the line.
Yeah.
Other than, well, maybe some of these big companies ain't paying their taxes, but listen, half the money coming, maybe not half, but a percentage of that money coming in, I'd say more than 1 or 2, 3% is fucking illegal money. Part of the cash is illegal coming. If you date it back, it comes from fucking drugs. So you think about just from an economical, stance.
It boosts the economy almost.
Yeah, if you take all them drugs out, all that cash goes with it. Okay, so think about that.
It's a massive factor.
It's crazy.
I've never really thought about it like that.
Well, I didn't think it. You said it, and I just started thinking. It's just the truth.
No,
and people say conspiracy. Listen,
it's just the way the world works.
The idea of conspiracies now is just fucking retarded, because all the conspiracies from the last 10, 20, 30 years all ends up being true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about conspiracies, let's talk about how this is what I've noticed. Okay, so you've got this, you've got the mainstream media and you've got the alternative media at the minute. The alternative media would be like your Tucker Carlsons, Elon Musk,
Centerpiece UK,
Centerpiece UK, etc. All these sort of companies and people. Anyway, I've noticed Russell Brand as well.
Yeah, Daily
that
Wire.
is becoming the new mainstream media. So the old mainstream media is sort of getting pushed out. And the thing is, though, what I've realised is...
For the young men type of thing.
Yeah, well, just for a lot of people. I've noticed there's a lot of push. Like, you think about Tucker Carlson, Piers Morgan, for example, how big their following is. Their following is massive, okay? And it's just absolutely crazy. But the thing is, they all sort of interview each other.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
so you have, Joe Rogan interviewed Tucker Carlson, then Tucker Carlson will interview Joe Rogan.
Yeah, true. Yeah, 100%.
He'll interview Jordan Peterson,
true.
then he'll interview, Andrew Tate. And they all sort of interview each other. They don't sort of branch out a bit. They don't sort of like,
that's true.
I'm going to ask this person. It's
that's
all
true.
sort of kept in that group.
Yeah, you're right.
I know they're the main names.
You're right. Okay, so let's talk about the big name. Okay. I mean, Joe Rogan's more podcast, but people get a lot of information from us. Joe Rogan has on Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro interviews Patrick Bet-David. Patrick Bet-David interviews Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate gets interviewed by Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan has Tucker Carlson on. Tucker Carlson has fucking Donald Trump on.
Yeah.
Donald Trump gets interviewed by the Nelk Boys. The Nelk Boys get interviewed by fucking Patrick Bet-David again. And then it's just a circle. Good point.
No, but it is a circle, and it's sort of shifting from that mainstream to this alternative media now. But the thing is, they're all sort of saying the same thing. That's what I don't understand.
I think eventually the people who are speaking out, it's going to become orchestrated. It's going to, and I don't know whether that's good or bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's necessarily good, but there's going to be a new, I'm not going to call it mainstream, but like this independent journalism and news, where you've got, obviously we're talking smaller companies, really companies that are just online. They're not on your TV, other than Piers Morgan, but they're not on the fucking remote. They're on YouTube,
they're not TV
they're on Rumble, and it's a good point. They're going to become the new norm soon.
The new mainstream. The new mainstream. It is sort of the new mainstream for, I'd say, our generation.
It is, and hopefully none of them become sellouts. That's really what we have to bank on.
Yeah,
is that they don't become sellouts. Listen, I know Centerpiece UK and us, we ain't going to become sellouts. No way. No matter what money gets thrown at us.
No, definitely. But the thing is, what I've noticed, as they all sort of talk about the same thing. So, like I was saying, they all sort of talk about how, politics is manipulated. Financial markets are manipulated. But this is all sort of like these confined areas, right? And everybody sort of knows this, okay? Yeah. So, like, everyone, if you speak to somebody, they'll say, the stock market's manipulated, or, politicians are corrupt, okay? Everyone sort of already knows this, all right? But the bigger question is, I was thinking about this the other day, right? This is the real question. Where are we? Like, where are we in the fucking universe, and who are we? Where do we even come from? Like, that's such fucking... Yeah, that's a question that nobody even talks about, like...
True, no one actually... You know
Do you
what?
see what I'm saying? No one knows. Like, no one questions that. No one questions, like, where are we?
You mean the human race?
Yeah, I mean, like, where are we in this fucking universe? No one questions it, really. And who are we as fucking people? It's fucking weird. No one questions it.
I think, but listen, that's a good question, right? But that's the type of question.
Everyone's sort of stuck in this main, like, politics is manipulated, markets are manipulated, etc. But no one sort of questions, like, what's going on in the world? Who are we? Like, fucking...
what the fuck? Listen, you know what? But that's the conversation.
Not the same as
I wish we had whiskey for this conversation.
Yeah.
Because this is a whiskey conversation.
I'd like to talk to somebody that knows more about this.
This is the type of conversation that when you get into it, I think, and the reason people don't want to get into it, because one, a lot of it's speculation, but also,
completely.
when you get into it, that's when you start thinking, okay, what's the meaning of life?
Yeah,
what are we
life?
Like, this is where, when you start thinking about that question, that's when you turn into, there's either two ways. One, you either say, okay, listen, I don't know, but I'm just going to keep living the way we've been living and keep pushing. Or you turn into alcoholic, homeless guy spitting facts. You know when you got that guy. You got that guy who's like really who gives, which they're probably going to accuse Whiskey and Wisdom.
You can probably
Whiskey and Wisdom street version. You can have like spitting, talking facts, but like, which is where they're giving up almost. Like, I used to see a load of videos. You see it with, like, you see it on Instagram or YouTube, whatever. Just a short clip with a bit of background music, and it's some like bum speaking facts. The meaning of life is this and that. Like, listen. Those are the questions. I don't even know if you can even get into.
No, you can't answer them. And the thing is also, like, it's like the history, for example. The history you're told, the majority of it probably isn't true.
No. And all the important stuff they don't teach you.
They don't tell you about, whatever. Like, maybe there's like some lost technology or whatever. And I want to talk about technology, actually. I was thinking about this and I heard somebody talking about this the other day. So basically, everyone's like, AI is going to take over this and that. And obviously we're saying that, and I do believe the same thing. It is taking over. But the reality is the technology we actually have, and that's in the public arena that everyone knows about, us, general public, that technology was probably created 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago.
And that was meant to take over.
This was already created ages ago. Do you know what I mean? The people that have released this technology, They had this ages ago. Do you think the technology that these underground, like, fucking army bases and shit, do you think the technology they've got is going to be absolutely ridiculous? Do you know what I mean? I can imagine, like, what they've got going on.
Listen, they have crazy. The United States have planes that, I mean, stealth. You can't pick unless you see it with your own eyes, and if it's dark, you won't. You just hear something and you won't be able to pinpoint, because you'll be in the sky, you won't be able to pinpoint where it's coming from. Like, the technology going on in the world right now is crazy.
And what you don't even know about this
what we don't know. Listen, and I only know about it because watching a few things about the American military.
Whistleblowers.
Whistleblowers. Yeah, listen, the reason I talk about the planes, the jets, it's really important. There are planes. Think about it. They can come from America. Maybe they do come into England, but we're in England, we're allies, it's different. But they can come into this country, scope out everything, clock everything. We have no idea. And you think about how good our radars are, how good our detectors are, how good, you think about the border and control. There's fucking illegal immigrants coming in, but we know about that. You think about the technology we have to pick up things when you're talking about cameras, sensors, heat, signatures, all of that. And then there's technology that can get through all of that. In 10 years, I don't know what it's going to be.
Exactly. And the thing is, there's always something that's constantly coming out. There's always like the new technology. It's almost like they're just rolling it out slowly. They already have the technology.
Yeah,
they're already rolling it out.
Area 51.
Do you see what I'm saying? They're already rolling the technology out because there's no sort of pause. There's no like, oh, we've got artificial intelligence now. Let's pause. And then they've got to find something else. Yeah. It's just constantly coming and coming.
You're right. The technology is already there. And what happens is you have to find a company or a business or someone who's going to say, okay, well, let's make this public. Let's make this publicly. For example, you talk about AI. AI has been about for years.
This is what I'm saying. It's probably been controlling fucking social media for ages.
But people, the government were using it. It was in your cars. It was in your... Think about it. Tesla have had AI... Tesla, the cars, they've had AI the whole time. They've got some of the best AI in the world. But it wasn't looked as like a tool, as in, oh, this is an AI app, or use AI to make your videos, but, all that shit. Hey, use AI to do your homework. It wasn't like utilized in that way. And I think that when you talk about the other technologies out there, that's going to happen soon. I'm talking about, let's say, the stealth, and I'll stick to that because I've explained it. In 10, 20 years, there'll be stealth jackets or some shit. There'll be shit that you can have. Stealth, maybe.
Like a fucking jacket.
But your car will be stealth at some point. And people say, oh, the new thing. But it's been about for years.
Yeah, they've already had the technology.
And in terms of technology coming and taking over, like we said before, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, the technology was meant to take over. It was the Industrial Revolution. Think about all the stuff you have now. Okay, a digger. When the diggers and shit come out on building sites, that meant like 30 blokes lost their job. But then what happened? They, adapted. Humans are great at adapting. So, you talk about whether you're worried about technology coming over and taking over. You just got to adapt, and eventually you will. Okay.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
Being adaptable is probably one of the best traits you can have as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, shout out to all the German farmers protesting. If you don't know why they're protesting, you heard about it, obviously.
Centrepiece UK has been covering this.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. Okay, if you don't know what's happening, basically, the German farmers. So obviously, in the UK you have like red diesel, for example, and normal diesel. So normal diesel you will pay tax on, and it'll be more expensive. Say, for example, £1.50 a litre. Red diesel, for example, will be really cheap. They use it for agricultural means, and that will be like, I don't know, for example, 25p a litre, okay? And what they're trying to do at the minute is raise the taxes to basically the same as they would on normal diesel, okay? That's what's going on. And obviously, that means for the farmers, they're fucked, you know what I mean? They're going to have to be paying shitloads out more. This basically fucks them up.
I know farmers, it's hard enough to make a living as a farmer.
Yeah, especially at the minute.
You all saw fucking Clarkson's farm shit on whatever the fuck. It's hard to make dollar.
And also with the farmers as well, especially in the UK, I've heard a lot. Say, for example, you're a farmer, you own a massive farm, you harvest cows, for example, and you sell to Tesco's, right? Tesco's will say to you, right, I want the meat at this price, otherwise I'm going to fuck off and go to somebody else. And you have to say yes, because they're their only client.
Exactly.
You have to say yes. You can't just go to Lidl because they've already got somebody else. They're already using somebody else. You have to they can really manipulate
It's already a monopoly.
You're not going to get the money off of the little butchers and stuff. Yeah, they're obviously contributing to the money, but the majority of the money comes from the big supermarkets. And they have that monopoly power to just say, look, you have to give it to us at this price, or that's it, we're going to go get it off somebody else. And you have to stay within them lines and continue with them, otherwise you're fucked. Yeah, and they're going to rinse you as much as they can.
So shout out to all the farmers and all the people getting behind it. It's not remember, it's all about support. It's not just the farmers. The farmers can, they can protest, they can go on strike, whatever. But without that huge crowd behind them, it means nothing. The people at the top will say, okay, fine, we won't have your meat. We're trying to push veganism anyway.
Yeah.
That's the people getting behind it. And like I say, even in Romania, Romania, there's been protests in Germany, in France, in Belgium, in the Netherlands, all over Europe, it's getting there. And you know what's crazy is that, and again, I'll keep plugging Centrepiece UK, which is why you need to go and follow Centrepiece UK now. Right, Centrepiece UK, we were posting this and covering this when it first started. We were posting this and covering this in December.
It's been happening for a while now.
The mainstream media have only just sort of kind of posted a little bit here and there, just a little bit, because it's in Germany, because they didn't give a fuck when it was in Belgium or any of that shit. They didn't really give a fuck about when it was in France.
Now it's another country.
But now you got it in Germany, it's in Berlin, it's coming out, and look, it's going to keep happening, and everyone needs to get behind it. Everyone needs to keep eating meat.
Yeah, keep eating meat. Keep buying off the farmers, buying off your local butchers, etc. Keep them in the loop, because at the end of the day, the supermarkets, they are just a massive monopoly. Keep the local businesses. You want to be funding the local businesses, your local shops, your local butchers. You want to encourage these people and keep these small businesses alive, because at the minute they're just getting wrecked by these massive companies, absolutely wrecked. And if not, and soon enough, they're just going to get taken over.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the more the smaller businesses go out of business, for example, like COVID, there was loads of small businesses that got destroyed, right? It means the bigger businesses come in, they take over. And the reality is, when they start forming this massive monopoly where the bigger companies own everything, they have the say in everything. They literally have the say. They have the say in everything. So your life is literally dependent on them. You will be dependent on them if they say, look, right, farmers, we're not getting any of your meat anymore. Right, we're going to go somewhere else. We're going to start buying your land now. Okay, they're going to start buying your land. They're going to do whatever they want to do to the food. They're going to say, actually, we're not going to use your land for meat anymore. We're going to use it to fucking grow beanstalks, and you're going to be eating beans for the rest of your life.
100%. Okay? This sounds. It sounds
crazy.
Think it's crazy, but it's real. It's fucking real. Again, these big companies, they hate you. You don't want them to have the control. You need the farmers to have the control. By the way, these farmers, they're keeping the world running. I don't know if any of you have seen all these things you don't think about. The fucking farmers keep the world running. The fucking bees keep the world running.
Shout out the bees.
But the government, the government want money. They want the money. They want to destroy it because they don't care. You have to understand, they don't care because they're still going to get the steak on their plate if the price goes up. Because what inevitably happens is, right, these farmers, it costs them more to produce the fucking corn, the vegetables, you got the cattle farms, whatever, the meat, all of it. It costs them more money. The knock-on effect, more money for everyone. Then it comes more money to you, and then you don't buy it. So then eventually, what happens is the farmers will end up having one time where they can't sell what they're making. One bad season for a farmer is game over. Yeah, ruined. It is ruined. Okay, but these people at the top don't care. They don't care.
And it's not just the government. I know we mentioned the government, but we know there's people behind the curtain. Okay, you need to imagine it like this, right? You hear stories about these cartels and stuff. You hear about, they've caught this cartel member, right? There's always that fella behind the curtain. There's always somebody that you don't know about, okay? And the people that they normally catch is not normally the big fish that they're wanting to catch, okay? They might catch, I don't know, whoever they catch, for example. They caught him. They'll say, look, there's this person. But there's always somebody above that person, okay? And it's the same with the government. But you don't know who it is.
When you find out who done this or done that, even if it does come to catching them and they do get said, you always think, I don't vote for that. Who is this guy? You've never heard of any of these people until a big scandal comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? And you're
like Epstein, who the fuck even was he? I didn't really hear about him, to be fair, until that big scandal.
People didn't, well, in America a bit.
Yeah, in America, not massively.
Not
too much in the UK. But yeah, no, like I said, there's always somebody behind the curtain. It's not just the government. The government, they're sort of just doing what they're told. There's somebody above them that obviously tells them what to do.
Let's just, think logically. Okay.
And then there's probably somebody above that.
They're making life more difficult for the farmers. Who's doing that, and why would they? Because remember,
what's the reason?
Every time someone makes a decision, especially these people at the top in control, they're getting something good coming out of it. There's some sort of upside benefit for them. So you have to think, what the fuck is going on that they think, okay, well, let's make it difficult for the farmers.
Let's make it difficult for people to eat.
Yeah, and then even then, you think about the media. Okay, the media's always got the left's back because the left are in charge, because the left are in charge of America. If you're in charge of America, you're in charge of the world. But if the media are barely covering it, you have to think, well, why are they not covering it?
It's like
what's going on behind the scenes that they are not talking about?
No, definitely no. There was massive COVID protests. Okay, when COVID first started, these lockdowns, etc. There was hundreds of thousands of people. Eventually, a couple months after, everyone sort of stopped shitting themselves. There was these protests in London going on. Hundreds of thousands of people in London fucking protesting. Didn't hear about it in the media.
Didn't hear
anything about it in the media. I was getting videos like I'm in Telegram group chats with news articles and stuff, and you'd see these videos of in like Trafalgar Square, for example, Piccadilly Circus, whatever. You see these videos of hundreds of thousands of people taking to the streets saying no mask mandates, take all these restrictions away, blah blah blah. Didn't hear any of it in the media. So if you weren't involved in these groups, this is why it's so important to be involved in neutral news articles, okay? Because if you're not, then you're staying out the loop. You don't hear about these things. You only hear what they want you to take.
Exactly. You need to see what's going on, okay? And just to take the conversation to someone else, you guys need to know what's going on. A lot of you guys probably didn't see this, okay? You probably didn't see this, but I'll show you. Now, this was posted today by Centrepiece UK, all right? Transgender golfer, okay? Nice. Hayley, whatever the fuck her name is, wins. His name is. Let's see. What's his name? Changed his name.
I thought that was an actual geezer. I didn't. I know it is a geezer, but I thought it was like
Hailey Davidson, pronouns she, her. Okay, wins golfing tournament in Florida. Now, we're looking at her.
World's first transgender person to win a professional golf tournament.
Is that an achievement?
No.
Is that an achievement? This guy, right? Captain of Team Flushers. Now listen. This is the first time I've ever even fucking heard of women's golf, and it's because we're congratulating a bloke. Okay, so when you start saying, "Oh well, what's wrong with women pilots? Women are just as good at men at everything." Yeah, well, a fucking man comes through into the golf, destroys them. Right now, again, you aren't seeing this, right? And the reason you aren't seeing this is because the shift has begun. Okay, people are starting to wake up, especially this year.
Yep.
People are starting to wake up, especially on the trans stuff, and sort of. It's not that they're going to speak out about it. We're nowhere near close to that. Okay?
No.
People are still cowardice. They're not going to speak out. But
they're scared.
People are now sort of thinking, okay, well, that's bullshit. That's not right. We're not going to celebrate this. Okay, but let's just think about the women involved. Okay, so you've got this one bloke who wins. There's 3 people on a podium. That means one woman who's been playing golf her life, all of her life, training hard. I don't even know if
dedicated her time,
dedicated, and just misses out because of this fucking
because of him. And I think that's unfair on the women, to be honest with you. Exactly. I think they should be able to have equal competition in themselves.
Exactly.
The same with the men.
Exactly. Hailey is a man. You can change your name, but Hailey Davidson is a fucking man.
It's like you don't get women that have decided to be a boy competing in the fucking male Olympics, do you?
No, because they're going to lose. They'll get fucking smoked and crushed. And the fucking male Olympics boxing, some fucking transgender man is going to get her fucking head kicked in by a real bloke. When it's the other way round, what happens? The women get smoked.
But that's not a diss against women. That's not a diss.
It's
just a fact. It's a biological fact.
Every single time a fucking man becomes a fucking transgender woman, comes into the competition, smokes all of them, and then some women will even complain, but then when we say, well, men are better than women at most things, so I'd rather have a male pilot, they say you're fucking sexist. Make sense of that.
No, that's so true.
Fucking delusional. But again, you guys aren't seeing this. Why? Because I really believe that the shift is beginning. I really believe the shift is beginning. The fact that this wasn't everywhere actually made me smile a little bit until I realised that actually, no, this is still unfair and it's still happening. No, it's still actually happened.
Shout out to women as well that are dedicating their life to a sport.
Yeah, but the shift has begun. Okay, the fact that this wasn't everywhere, if this was last year, you'd have seen it everywhere. Glorified. Nike sponsors, all of that. Now you just see a little post. So I think we're going kind of in the right direction a little bit.
They're getting too much backlash now.
Yeah, too much backlash.
And the thing is, the more you shove things down people's throat, they're less likely they are to take it.
Yeah, it's one of them. Listen, it started off as rebellious. Yeah. And people like to rebel. Okay, people like to rebel, especially kind of, losers and young kids, young teenagers. They like to rebel.
No, yeah.
Right? They like to rebel. You like to rebel as a teenager against your family, against your parents, teachers, whatever. But then when rebelling becomes cool, when doing this sort of shit becomes the new norm and the new cool, well, then actually, it's kind of cool to just speak the fucking truth. It's like it's like back in the day. Rebelling, right, was being the party guy, the rock star, the fucking tattoos, the sleeping with women, the drinking, the drugs. Now everyone's stoned and everyone's drunk. So now
it's not cool.
Now rebelling is getting your head down, trying to get your money up, going to the gym, and fucking speaking facts.
Yeah, it's the complete opposite.
Living in reality is now rebellion. It's crazy. It's crazy. But just one more thing about this fucking Hailey Davidson situation is that when this guy's on the podium, right, and this is the other thing where it's like, okay, the shift is kind of beginning, where people, it's not getting spread. It's not this mainstream media story like it would have been last year. But the 2 actual girls on the podium are smiling, right, and they're the people who are letting it down. Because they're on the podium, so they think, oh, well, I'm on the podium, I'm going to take my chance. What they should have done is said, no, we're not taking a picture with that fucking man.
Yeah, fuck that.
Or they shouldn't have competed.
Yeah, they just say, no, I don't want to compete.
Exactly.
But the thing is, then somebody else will take that spot.
Exactly, because the people who aren't afraid, or the people who aren't against it, or the people who won't speak out, just go along with it.
Yeah, and
they're the ones keeping it going. 100%.
This is a complete problem. It's like the Nazis, for example, the ones that just said like, oh yeah, okay, all right, we'll just do as you say.
Exactly.
They're the ones that ended up fucking killing the Jews.
Exactly. The ones who complied, even if they believed it was right or wrong, or even the people who didn't like it, right? The people who hid the Jews, but when they saw the Nazis, they still shook the man, smiled, and treated them with respect. No, you have to see these people. Any women, right? Even if the fucking man competing comes second or third or whatever, you have to say, no, we're not competing with this man. Okay? Yeah. Or if you do want to competition,
because it's a man.
Exactly. No fucking, okay, go whatever the fuck. Let's say you didn't even know, or let's say you went along with it, but then when it come down to it, you really realise, and then you've got a podium, 3 people, first, second, third. The 2 actual girls in second and third, don't take a picture smiling. Or either don't get in the picture, or at least use the picture to your advantage to actually push the point.
Or something.
have the fucking picture of you being sad and upset, looking up, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, you need to
make a meme out of it. Think about it. Donald Trump, mugshot. Right? One, you didn't need a mugshot because the only reason of a mugshot is to let people know who the apparent, suspect or whatever perpetrator looks like. Right now, everyone knows who Donald Trump is. So it was a political mugshot that just to get it. He could have smiled. He could have made it a joke. But he had a serious face for a reason, as if to say, this is wrong. This is bullshit. And that's what these women should do. If you're in a woman, you're in a picture and you're in a sports team, whatever, and there's an actual biological male, and the people in charge are forcing you to compete, and if you're actually gonna compete, well then when it comes to that picture, make sure that you ain't smiling. Make sure that you show that you are not okay with what was going on. So keep that in mind, women.
Talking about Donald Trump, obviously, I don't know if you see it. He was talking about how he says no to CBDC'S. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Anyway, okay. So basically, if you don't know what CBDC is, basically it's a central bank digital currency. It's what they want everybody to be on. That's why they're getting rid of cash, for example. Talking about that, actually, I was thinking about this. COVID, when they said, look, you can't use cash because it transmits the disease, for example. You're buying a newspaper, right? Yeah. It's the fucking same thing. Or you're buying a train ticket. It's the same thing. Or you get a receipt.
Well,
you get the same thing.
Sorry, the guy in the fucking
your cash.
McDonald's aren't taking cash because it's fucking transmitting germs. But here's your Big Mac meal.
Yeah.
Eat this that I made with my hands.
So they're literally like destroying cash as we speak. Okay, so cash needs to be brought back. If you are going to small businesses, start using cash a bit more. Obviously, it's not as easy, but the thing is, the CBDC is not what people think, and it's going to be absolutely, if it does get implemented, which I think it will, it's going to destroy a lot of people. The thing is, it won't happen instantly. They're not going to bring it in and say, look, right, this is your limit. You can't buy this, this, and this, because everyone's going to go, hang on a minute, we're not fucking going to do that. They need to do it slowly. They need to implement it slowly. And the thing is with these CBDCs, everything is controlled by one government or the Fed, for example. They have control over everything. Everything that, say for example, you get a fine, right, for walking across the road when the fucking traffic light is green, right? You walk across the road, boom, CBDC, they've got your face now on a camera somewhere, a ULEZ camera maybe, whatever. They've got your face. Now, that's it. They're going to take the money straight out your bank account. Yep. They don't have to send you a letter. They're going to say, look, right, that's it. By the time you get home, you're charged. It's already happening in China.
That's what I was going to say. I'm glad you said that. I was going to say that. We're on the same level. I'm telling you now. They're doing that in China now. They can pick up by the motion of your walking, your face and everything. They have it, money at your bank, boom. You jaywalked, because jaywalking is a crime in China, same as it is in the United States.
Fine.
Boom, done. And what's funny is,
can't do anything about it.
Even so, they can turn it off. Okay? You got money. Okay, let's say everything's digital. They have control over all of it. Me and my friend George start a podcast and start speaking truth. Oh, they don't like that. Switched off.
You can't buy that.
You're under investigation. Switched off.
That's it. No more money for you.
This woman says you fucking touched her 20 years ago. Boom, switched off.
No money. That's it. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Ridiculous. And also, the thing is, what they can do, for example, say for example, you're trying to save money to get somewhere, to, you know, be a better person or whatever, you're trying to invest your money, do this. Say for example, you get paid £1,000 a week, yeah? Just say for example. They can say, look, right, if you don't spend that money in 2 weeks, we're going to take it off you. That's it, it's gone. You haven't spent your money, you haven't used your credits.
That's what they're going to do, 100%. It's like a fucking, I don't know, Tesco's club card thing. This is valid between this date and date.
Yeah, that's
it's all the same. That's what the cash is going to be. Oh, well, you had your credit, but it says here you didn't. You're going to ring them up. You're going to ring them up. Ring. Hello? Yeah, I had, my wages are gone. Last 2 weeks' wages. Oh, yes, well, it says here that
over the limit.
you had 14 days to use your credit and your credit has expired. Huh?
Hang on a minute. I'm fucking worked.
I'm saving. Sorry, you must spend your credit in this amount of time. You need a job that pays more.
The thing is, though, it will be an automated system as well. And talking about automated systems, right? I've noticed as well. I'm sure you've noticed, right? HSBC, boom. No fucking high streets anywhere. All the banks are closing down. Why are they closing down? Let's think. Oh, okay. Banks are closing down. The reason they're closing down, everything's going digital. Okay. Yeah. If the bank says to you, right, you're not having your money, you can't go to the fucking bank and say, hang on a minute, knock.
Exactly.
There's my fucking money, because there isn't any banks.
If your phone dies, you ain't got access to money. And why do they want it on here? Well, because they're all working hand on hand. Okay, if you want access to your bank account, you're going to have to go on your phone, which means Apple or Google or whoever are going to have to get your data from you, which, as we already discussed in the last episode, data is money. They are just, they're sucking it all out of you to comply. Exactly. The only banks out there that are still actually having branches out on the fucking high street, and NatWest.
Yeah,
and whoever's doing the marketing there is a fucking genius, because they've clocked on. And remember, banks are all competing against each other.
Yeah, they've clocked on that everyone's doing the same thing, so I'm going to do the opposite.
They're all working with the government. Yeah. But when it comes to this specific branch, Santander, Barclays, NatWest, they're all against each other. So NatWest, whoever's in charge over there with the fucking marketing and the advertising, they deserve a fucking raise. I'm sure they got it anyway, but fuck me. Definitely. They're doing a good job.
But the thing is...
I was just going to say, because...
Yeah, go on.
Think about it. If you can't go there, right, think about the old people.
This is what I was going to say. I think you're going to talk about
the old people who don't have access to technology. The whole banking, it's all bullshit to them.
They don't care.
They don't get. They're
you
on
think
the way
about
out.
the old people with no family,
yeah,
or family that don't speak to them. Right? You've got these old ladies or old couples sat in their house. You know, they get the bus normally to the town centre to go paying their money or whatever, or get their checks, paying their checks. They can't do that anymore because the HSB, the closest one's 2 fucking hours away, and the bus doesn't go there. And now they don't know what to do because they haven't got technology. They don't know how to use a phone. They don't know how to use online banking because they don't have anybody around them to help them. Like, what the fuck do they do?
Exactly. They suffer, and then what happens? Okay, they suffer. They only spend a little bit of money that they have in the cash that they have fucking saved in their fucking attic, and then they die. All the money in the bank. Boom, we'll take that. Thanks. Couple $100 grand from this old Peggy.
Yeah, old Peggy.
Listen, it's true. It is so true. People, honestly, so you know when we talk about these things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like we're almost talking about like this conspiracy stuff, but when you use your when you
you're realistic,
when you wear your logical
fucking tinfoil hat on,
you think, oh, this is fucking real. What else is there?
No,
everything we're saying is true.
And it's like all the banks that they're bringing in now, for example, Monzo, Starling, all these banks, what are they? They don't have shops, do they? They don't have online stores. They're all online banks because they want to push out all the old banks. Some of them will survive. For example, HSBC, they're going to probably survive because they're pushing out all the fucking shops. They're getting rid of them. Everything's online now. But the banks like Monzo, Starling, they're coming in. They're appealing to young people. You know, Monzo's
and you ain't even covered.
No, exactly. Monzo's coming across as like an appealing bank, for example, because, you know, you've got fancy coloured cards and whatever. You've got all these fancy features like saving pots.
$5 when you sign up.
Yeah, $5 is when you sign up. This is like a young person card, if you like.
Yeah.
The reason they're targeting that market is because the more, as we get older, for example, all the younger people will be using the online banks. And like I said, the banks decide to go, hang on a minute, you're not getting your fucking money. You can't go to the bank and say, hang on a minute, where's my fucking money? You got to just sit on the phone, talk to some AI fucking generated person that doesn't answer your phone or your question. Oh, sorry, I cannot help you with that. please try again.
Exactly.
And then you wait fucking 2 hours for somebody to actually answer, but then in reality, there's probably no one even fucking waiting on the other side to speak to you.
Exactly. And look, it's almost there now. But in 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years,
it's coming.
It's going to get to a point where if you do not have any source of, if you don't have a phone, laptop, tablet, maybe a new kind of maybe a new device will come out, right? But if they cannot track you where you are, which they can, if you've got a laptop, you've got a fucking one of these,
if you're connected to the internet,
I promise you, someone at the government can track exactly where you are. Okay, so if they can't track you and use your data at all times, you will not be able to get access to money. No. You just can't.
Listen, definitely. They need to know who you are.
Yeah, they need to know where you are and who you are.
What you're spending it on.
Okay, we know who you are. We know where you are. We can track your data. We can see everything you're watching. Okay, fine. We give you permission. We allow you to go buy milk.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Actually, no, you can't buy milk because it's fucking bad because of the methane and the cows farting.
We allow you. You got to buy almond fucking shit. Oh no! Actually, no. You said men can't be women, so now you can't even have that.
No, you're not allowed to fucking drink milk.
Here's fucking whatever the fuck.
They give you the red milk. That's what they fucking do.
They give you red milk. That's what you get access to.
You're only allowed to drink the
fake
fucking
stuff.
Yeah, the red milk. That's what you're allowed to drink. Right, I've got a little theory that I heard the other day. I didn't come up with this. I heard it and I thought it was quite interesting. So basically, if I said to you, James, on the way here, you know, how many red cars did you see? You wouldn't be able to tell me.
No.
Okay? But if I said to you, before you left, I'm going to give you £50 for every red car you see, you'd be able to tell me.
Yeah. You come back, you come here and say, I want $1 million.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like fucking life. It's like, you need to imagine it like life. You're walking through life, there's opportunities everywhere. And if you're not paying attention, you're not going to see the opportunities. But the reality is there's opportunities everywhere. And I think that was a really nice way to fucking put it. I thought that was
that's interesting. Actually,
just imagine you're a horse with blinkers, isn't you? Yeah. You're just walking. There's opportunities everywhere.
I'm not going to go into detail on camera, but I'll talk to you about it earlier. But I'll kind of go over it a little bit. An opportunity actually came to me this week, or last, it was like Monday or Sunday or whatever. And because I'm in this position now, I'm constantly looking for an opportunity to do this, build that, get involved in this, money here, money there. An opportunity came to me and I took it. And things I'll talk to you about, it's looking pretty good. But it's actually funny you said that because before, when I was sort of 18, 19, and I like to think I was actually kind of switched on at that age, but I still wasn't directly focused, looking for opportunities to, you know,
you're not focusing on
profit from. Whether we're talking financially, physically, just learning stuff. And what you said is really, really insightful because it's the kind of mindset you need to have. You need to constantly be looking for an opportunity, constantly looking for something.
You need to be awake.
And keep your ethics and morals at the same time. I'm not saying find an opportunity to rob some old granny, but find an opportunity. Oh, can I help this guy here and I can get paid, or I can talk to this guy who can put me through to that guy, network with him. Suddenly I'm in a fucking bar at a table having a drink with a fucking multi-millionaire who might just give me a chance to help him out on Monday.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Whether you can talk about a job just to help you, getting a client, this and that. Yeah, you have to be switched on and you have to be looking for opportunity. Yeah, and it's hard.
It's hard. It's hard to be switched on all the time, but you need to try and do it as fucking much as you can. 100%.
Yeah. Listen, I'm trying, and I'm constantly looking for ways to new avenues, just to make myself better, make my life better, and for those around me. But it is hard. It gets tiring, but you just got to keep pushing. Okay, no one's going to do it for you.
I just want to say, avoid people that are always involved in drama.
Oh, 100%.
You meet these people, right? Girls, whatever. They're always fucking arguing. You know, they're always in drama. Oh, fucking Stacey said this. Stacey said that. Oh, Stacey's been beaten up by her boyfriend. Fucking this and that. And it's like, you need to fucking get rid of these people because they are like a fucking poison. Yeah. They will bring you involved in all that drama, and you want to stay away from all this fucking negative bullshit, you know, all this drama. Stay away from all the fucking drama. Just stick to what you're doing. And avoid it at all costs, because I find it with a lot of people, girls that are involved in drama, boys that are involved in drama, just stay away from it all.
Yeah, it's a knock-on effect. And listen, it is contagious.
Yeah, it is
Same
contagious.
with the negativity, but we'll talk about the drama. We get into the negativity in a minute. But
It's the,
say like
the
the drama.
same thing with the negativity.
Talk about the drama, okay? Drama happens, you can't focus.
Yeah,
you're distracted.
It's on your mind now. That's it.
Something happened, it's kicking off. And listen, at a certain point, drama's going to come into your life, but you have to just say, no, whatever, boom, I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it. You have to keep doing what you need to do no matter what happens.
Obviously, some drama you have to sort of get involved with.
Yeah.
Family, whatever. But the majority of it, if it's with your fucking, you know, like I said, Stacey or Alan, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Your girl's talking to you. She's telling you all this drama is kicking off, this and that. Yeah.
I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Good one.
You know,
am I listening? No.
You get people.
You've got fucking shit to do.
Yeah, literally.
Who cares?
You know, my fucking friend, her boyfriend slapped her and done this and fucking smashed her house up. I don't care.
Exactly.
Like,
listen,
don't want to know the drama.
I'll give you an example, right? A guy I look up to, started working from when I was 15, really good guy, right? I always used to, when I was sort of 15, 16, I always say things to him. I'd say, this happened and that happened. I'd be trying to tell him these stories, and he used to be like, I used to think it was rude, right? And he used to be like, I don't care. Yeah. And I used to think like, oh, well, then fuck you type of thing. But then I realised, no, he doesn't care because it's a distraction. Why? He doesn't care about the drama. Is he going to die? Is his family in danger? Okay, then who gives a fuck?
Is it going to benefit him?
No. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that you can't have a little conversation. It's different, but we used to be working together and I would always talk about this and that. Is it about the job? Is it about the business? Is it about what we're trying to get done? No. Well, I don't give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck. Not listening.
And he always used to say it, and you guys probably have it yourselves. He always used to say, I don't care. And I used to, really, like, I want you guys to understand that, and I was thinking the wrong way. I was thinking, oh, well, that's fucking rude. What the fuck? Then I won't talk to you. And then I wouldn't say nothing for half an hour.
And he's like, yes, it works.
Yeah, it's like, because why would he care? And then it got to a point where when I was sort of 18, 19, I'd have a thought and I think, actually, no, he's not going to care. Who cares? This drama it's not going to help anyone. It's not even my business. I'm just gossiping at this point.
Gossiping. That's exactly it. You're like you're on fucking Love Island.
Yeah,
gossiping.
Listen, cut them people out. And I just want to say, you also need to cut out, and I know everyone says it, you've seen the memes, you've seen this, cut out the fucking rats. And the snake, the people, which negativity is linked, it comes hand in hand. There are people around you who can't be trusted. And you've got to cut them out big time. What you need to do, and we've done it, you need to create a team. Yeah. Right? And you need to
elevate that team.
It's almost, you almost have to come across as rude. Now, don't be rude, but be polite. Always be polite. Don't be an arsehole.
Cost nothing.
But anyone who's not in your team, you need to have they need to be like really outside. They call it a circle for a reason. But people always say my circle, but think about what that means. You mean a circle, right? A circle who's inside of it. And everyone outside is outside for a reason. And don't let people in easily. But I'm not saying don't let people out easily, but if someone fucks up, they're out quick. All right? Let me tell you how our group works. Our team, our home team. Home team.
The home
Shout out to the boys, right? We are a fucking family. We're a unit. We're solid. But if someone fucks up or someone can't be trusted, they're out. And that goes for me. That goes for me. Okay? Listen, it keeps everyone in line. That's the best way you need to be. You need to be brutal. If your friend snakes you, you have to cut them off. I've had friends snake me. Yeah. And I'm not even talking huge ways. They're not robbing me. They're not fucking doing this and that to my family. They're not that I know of. Right? but they do a little thing. I can't trust them. We're men. Men's relationships are built on trust, right? Built on the trust of, okay, we're together. We're not going to fight. We're a team. I got your back. You got mine. As soon as it's gone, they're fucking out. And it's going to take time to get used to it because you've probably had a few times where you think, oh, you know what? My friend, he done me dirty here. He kind of snaked me there. He chatted shit about me there. But I've known him for so long. I kept him about. Yeah.
And also,
you can't do that.
The mates that, that might be fucking up, for example, making themselves look like a dickhead or whatever, doing something. You need to tell them as well.
Yeah, you need to keep
them in check as well. And I think that's probably a good thing to do also. You need to keep them in check. You know, if your mate's getting fucking fat, tell him he's getting fat.
Exactly. You need to be harsh.
Look, yeah, and it's not being mean. Do you know what I mean? It's helping people out. If you're fucking doing too much
because
of whatever,
it's because you love them.
Yeah.
If you love them, you're going to tell them. Listen, I'll give you an insight, guys. All right. So the other day, I think it was last week or whatever, I was making a coffee. It was like 6 a.m, 6:30. We're all active on the chat. I said, I'm cold. George says, no, you're not. He says, no, you're not. Get down and do 20. No one saw. What did I do? I thought, you know what? He's right. Why am I complaining for? Then I thought,
not even cold.
I literally thought, and listen, the temperature was fucking like 0, -1.
Yeah, it was fucking cold.
But he says I'm not cold. I said I'm cold.
Cold.
I'm putting negativity.
It's a fucking mindset.
I started, and what did I do? I thought, okay, you know what? He's right. Fucking got down in my boxers, kettle's fucking boiling. Boom, boom, boom. Did more than whatever he asked. But the thing is, he needed to put me in line because I woke up and I said, it's bad enough if I said it to myself, but I put this bitchy negativity into the group chat and
I'm cold.
I could have infected everyone else. I'm cold. And then George would have thought,
I'm going to get my blanket.
George would have thought, I'm cold. The other boys would have thought, you know what, it is cold. You know what, I'm not going to do, I was meant to do this, but I'm not that. Oh, it's cold. No, you know what, I'm staying in. I'm not driving to the gym. No. He got me in check because I was being a bitch.
And this is something so simple.
And that's the tiniest little thing.
But these little things lead to bigger things.
Exactly. And we talk about the mindset change. We've been switched on forever. But even last year, if I said that, people would have been like, yeah, it's fucking well cold.
Yeah.
Now, it's cold. No, you're not. I'm cold. No, you're not. Get down and give me 20. Fuck. But then what happened? I actually wasn't fucking cold afterwards.
No.
I genuinely
warmed up.
Yeah, okay. It's fucking, I'm breathing out. I've stepped outside, I'm breathing fucking, I can see the fucking air, but I wasn't as cold. He warmed me up by fucking getting me in line. And next time he says it, I'll get him in line. If we go to the gym and
I say, I can't be bothered to do this.
I say, yes, you can. Now you've got to do double.
Yeah. I say, I don't want to train abs today.
I can't train abs. Okay, fine. That 150 just turned into 200 steps. This is what you need to do. And what happens is you almost thank...
Yeah, after you've done it, you feel better.
Yeah, eventually what happens is, right, it starts off where you, every single time it happens, you're almost glad you bitched out because by the end of it, instead of doing 200 push-ups, you ended up doing 500. But on a long enough time frame, you end up not bitching out at all. You might have the thought, I'll be honest, sometimes the thoughts come out, I think, fuck me, it's cold, I'm tired. And then I think, no, I'm not even going to say it, la 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 la, forget about it. Forget that thought even come into my head. Now I'm not tired, now I'm not cold, now I'm not exhausted, now there's no burnover, now I can train every single day.
Yeah, completely. I want to say, I've spoke about this before, but it never got released. So basically, this links to like social media and everyone, you might be comparing yourself to somebody else, for example. Say you're comparing yourself to somebody you see on Instagram, you know, maybe you're a girl and you're comparing yourself to one of these models, you know, they look really good and that they got their fucking plastic tits, whatever. You're comparing yourself, think, oh, she looks really good. But the reality is, what you see on social media isn't actually real life. Everyone's posting their best life, for example, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's bad, but people seem to struggle a lot with anxiety and stuff like this because of social media and comparing themselves to other people.
Yeah.
But you need to stop comparing yourself to other people. And the thing is, this is a statistic that I will tell you, basically. So the top 10% of people that are earning in the world, right, earn 10k a month, okay? 10 grand a month. That's the top 10% in the fucking world. Doesn't sound like that much money, really, okay? When you imagine, say, for example, you work and you earn 3-4 grand, whatever. It's not that much money. But you see all these influencers posting how they've made millions, this and that. They're all bullshitting you. They're all trying to sell you a shitty course, sell you this, sell you that. They don't actually have this money. And it just links into social media so much and how it plays along.
And even if they did have them, let's say they do have them. Yeah.
Obviously, there is some people.
You shouldn't be... You should be angry. You should be angry. You should not get anxiety. You should not think, oh, I'm... Well, no, you should. It's all about the way you think about it. Okay? So instead of thinking, oh, he has more than me, he's got a Lambo, and I'm just in a normal fucking Polo. Instead of being upset, you think, you know what, he's in a fucking Lambo.
Is he better than me?
I'm in a Polo. I know for a fact that I'm just as good, if not better. I'm going to fucking be in that one day. I'm going to get my head down. I'm going to fucking graft. I'm going to be better looking than him. I'm going to take his girl in the future. That's what you need to do.
You need to think like that.
I don't, stop getting anxious about it. Like, it's hard, but you need that mindset. If not, then maybe take a break and come back. I don't know. A lot
of people that post, you see people posting them on holiday, they're posting all the times of these bottles and that they're drinking and shit. The reality is, they're probably not even having a good time. If I'm having a good time with my mates on holiday, you think I'm fucking taking photos?
Exactly.
Of a bottle?
I've been away. No. Took 1 or 2 pictures.
That's it.
Not recording the whole night. A couple photos with your boys. My whole night.
No, you're not in a club fucking dancing, recording all these people and that. No. You're just having a fucking good time. These people that make out they're really happy, I've got this, I've got that, I've got this. I'm on holiday here doing this, they're posting photos all the time doing this. Generally, they're probably the most unhappy people because they're taking these photos to justify to themselves that they are happy, to show off to other people, oh, look at me, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. When in reality, they're not actually happy. And people will say, oh, fucking, you hear that stupid saying, money doesn't buy happiness, right? Bullshit.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Bullshit.
It definitely does.
Yeah, listen, bullshit, obviously.
Someone said it, I can't remember who, probably one of the fucking guys that's relevant now. It was recent. Someone said that 99% of people's depression would be cured with 10 million. Yes, it fucking would.
Of course it would.
If I'm having a bad day and someone gives me a meal, I'll be fucking happy forever.
But that's because you're already content in yourself. But there's a lot of people out there now that are already fucking depressed as fuck. And if you give them money, it wouldn't make them happy. They're still already fucked up.
Which is where the mindset comes from.
Yeah, that's where the mindset, you have to build the mindset.
The gym, all of that, etc.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, just what you're saying, George is 100% right. Trust me, okay? He knows what he's talking about. If I go away, you might see me, well, maybe now I might start recording content. It's a little bit different. Yeah. If you see me in Ibiza, you saw a picture of me in Ibiza. You don't know what I did. You didn't know where I was. You didn't know what club I was in. I posted 1 picture, maybe 2. Yeah. You didn't see me, dance, no. Maybe at the end, someone sent me a load of pictures and then I started posting my stuff. Listen, if you see me doing stuff, in terms of being this place, that place, it's probably like, I was probably there like a week before.
Yeah.
So when I was there, when I was there, I didn't actually I wasn't recording it because I was having a good time.
Exactly. Okay? That's what I'm saying.
And I think...
And there's nothing wrong with taking photos. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the people that fucking are constantly taking photos of this and that, they're generally fucking not happy.
No, yeah, if you're having a good time, you don't really pull the photo.
No, you don't. It's like, you think about during the COVID era, when there were all these doctors and that, they were dancing, they were doing all these stupid TikToks, saying, oh, we're doing these TikToks for COVID. I thought the hospitals were meant to be packed busy. People were dying. If you're fucking been working 14 hours, 15 hours helping people, you're not going to think, I've got the energy to film a TikTok, are you? No. Of course you're not. It's fucking stupid.
All you had is the fucking this, that, the government, blah, 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 all through COVID. We're doing this.
We're building this hospital.
You saw more of them. You saw more nurses' videos. You saw more doctors' videos. You saw more fucking government videos. You saw more of this, that, and the other. Why? Well, because they weren't doing nothing.
They were fucking...
The politicians, think about it. They weren't tackling fucking COVID. They was having a party. They wouldn't have a party if they were busy.
The nurses were dancing.
The nurses were recording TikToks with masks. How many...
And dancing, doing fucking YMCA.
I never saw, and that's such a good point about the nurses and doctors. I never saw any nurses recording themselves before they were wearing masks. And I'm not talking the normal masks that they wear when they're fucking in surgeries or in waiting rooms. No, in operation rooms. I'm talking just in the fucking lunchroom with a mask on. So it was all during COVID. So the fact that they were recording it just shows that they weren't doing fine.
If you're fucking stressed and you've had a hard day, fucking saving people's lives, you're not going to think, right, I'm going to put this fucking camera down, I'm going to turn it round, we'll put this song on, and me and you are going to start dancing about YMCA. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to think that. You're going to think, fuck no, I want to go home and I want to go to bed.
Exactly. They weren't doing fuck.
They weren't doing fuck all.
And it's the same with a lot of the stuff you see online. Now, don't get me wrong. There are certain people
it's propaganda.
who are trying to use it to, make some money and that. So that's a little, if they're creating content, it's a bit different. But when you're talking about, if you know that deep down this is a way to get money on eventually down the line, that's a bit different. When you're talking about, which is what George is talking about, you're talking about these people who you kind of feel jealous of and then make you feel not good enough. No, they ain't all that.
No.
And even if they are all that, well then you should really just look in the mirror with a bit of introspection and say, okay, I'm not all that. You know, if you're if you seeing them balling makes you feel shit, well then you know what you need to do. Level up.
Get balling.
Exactly. Get balling.
Talking about the masks, right? I haven't heard anybody actually talk about this. So basically, you know, during the years of the pandemic when everyone was wearing masks in the shop, okay? You think about all these kids that were born, they were being wheeled around in their pram, whatever. Kids, you know, as a kid, you're a mother, you're taking your kid round fucking Sainsbury's, okay? You're taking your kid round, wheeling little Jeremy round, okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, these kids learn through emotion, through speaking to people. You know, when I'm happy, I'm smiling. When I'm fucking sad, I'm crying, whatever. They learn through emotion and speaking. They cannot see because of the masks. So that 2-3 years, or 2 years we'll say, of people wearing masks and them only seeing people with masks on, they only see the eyes. They don't see any emotion. They don't learn that emotion. And I think you'll find a lot of these kids that will grow up, they'll have something slightly wrong with them because they haven't learned that emotion from a young age. Yeah. Like you would when you know when your parents happy and they give you a hug and they're laughing, etc. You don't learn that emotion.
Masks, then technology, then no face-to-face interaction because they're talking to all their friends through a headset. Then they try to talk to a girl and they just can't gauge anything.
No,
because
you don't understand their emotion. You can't read their emotion.
Listen, guys, I think one of the most important things in life, and all the people who are up there, especially if you're seeing them on the screens, right? Because they're comfortable in front of camera, whatever. Their key sort of attribute is their fucking social awareness, their social skills, their talkative skills, like
emotional skills.
Women, I'm convinced women are naturally born with them. I don't think they really need to worry. Now they do a little bit, right? But not compared to men. But especially men. Listen,
it's learned.
We as sex, gender, because there's only 2 genders, men and women. But we as men, we are lacking in social skills.
Oh, okay, definitely.
And the thing is, I'm not really complaining because it just makes me seem even better. Makes us seem like we can talk. Makes us even better.
We can have an interesting conversation with a girl.
Yeah,
for example,
we just come across like we can speak even better than everyone, even though we can't.
Because you're like this.
Because we're the best. But yeah, exactly. So you're looking. You can't even listen. You have to look at someone, and it will help you in every aspect. It will help you with not just girls, business, networking, all of that. You need to be able to read people's, facial expressions and understand what you need to do and how to react.
Get what you want out of them.
Exactly.
Not meant in a negative way, but
I know you talk about all the jobs that are going to be. A lot of them will, have technology. Will be making it a lot more, less necessary for humans to be actually there taking care of things, right? But you talk about sales, right? Sales, you need to be convinced by a person. Technology is not going to convince you, right? So sales is always going to be man-to-man, face-to-face persuasion. Obviously, you're going to have phone calls and stuff, but when it comes down to it, you're still going to be you talking in a way, whether it's voice or FaceTime, whatever. And in the future, you're going to have 1 or 2 guys who have social skills who are just going to be crushing it because you guys ain't going to know how to fucking speak. Which means
sitting in your room.
Which means
playing fucking video games.
So the few jobs that will always be face-to-face, person-to-person, no technology necessary. You're already getting cancelled out by the technology, and now you're fucking hurting your chances even more by not having the social skills. It's crazy.
And the thing is, with speaking, it's probably the most important thing you can have as a characteristic. Okay,
yeah,
so speaking is literally if say for example you have really interesting stuff in your head, but you can't put it into words, you're scared, you're timid, you don't want to speak to people, then you're never actually going to get anywhere. So being able to speak to people, being able to communicate, translate, understand people's emotions, etc., is probably the most important thing you can ever fucking have in life, and it's something that everybody needs to develop on. And to be honest with you, I might even fucking start doing it. I've never even thought about it, but might start trying to find fucking things to develop my speaking even more. Like, practice. You need to practice it. Yeah.
I was practicing my speaking without even realising it because I was talking and then I'd almost talk to myself.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
In a way of like, but I was practicing, but I didn't realise. I would watch
conversations.
You'd have a conversation. I would thinking about, okay, when I see him, what am I going to say, this, that, and the other. And then eventually I realised what I was doing, And then now I'm almost actively practicing my speech every fucking day.
Yeah.
Every day. Just for a little, not like I've got it in the calendar, but at a certain point,
It
I
just becomes
realise
a habit.
I'm sort of practicing. I'm thinking, okay, if I'm in that position, okay, we're having a show. If we get a guest on, how will I talk to that?
What are we going to ask
That's how
them?
you need to think. Like, we're doing it. I'm not just, like, we are doing this, so you should too.
And the thing is, you will see me and James get so much better as the series progresses.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
every week as each episode comes out, you'll see how we get better and start adapting, start asking different questions, how we become better talking in between each other. It's just how it works. It's practice.
Speech is so
Same
important.
with anything. 10,000 hours. Remember that.
Yeah, 10,000 hours. And let's just say you couldn't speak well, but you had all of this stuff in your head.
Good information.
Some people might be thinking, yeah, well, okay, well, I could write a book, or I could write a film, or I could produce it. It doesn't matter, because let's say you've got all this knowledge in your head. You're not the best speaker, so you think, well, let me write it down and then share it with the world. How are you going to share it to people? How are you going to speak? Are you going to sell it?
You can't articulate yourself.
Yeah, you have to sell everything you're doing. If you can't articulate your point, you could be let me rephrase it. You could be the best film script writer of all time. You may have the best stories in your head. You think, I can write the next fucking Godfather, the next Goodfellas, all of them top movies. I can beat all of them. But if you don't have the social skills to walk into a room, to the fucking investors at Universal, or the confidence, and say, listen, this is my plan. I want to write this. You need to give me this amount of money. So fund this. I need this. I need these cameras. I need that guy. I need that guy. I need this guy. I need Leonardo DiCaprio. I need this fucking young bird, 25-year-old girl to go with him. You know, if you can't do that, you're not going to get anywhere. So I'm telling you, we keep saying it and saying it and saying it, but speaking is so important.
Have faith in yourself as well. Do you know what I mean? Have belief in yourself. Don't ever think that, oh, you know, that person's better at me than doing this. That person's fucking quicker than me. He's better at that. You know, this person can speak better than me. You've got to just practice. That's all it takes. Some people are better at stuff than you. But if you work harder, you will be better than that person. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
And I just want to touch on another thing. I've been a victim to this. I know you probably have as well. Probably. But I've developed this mindset now to stop being like this, and I haven't been like this for a while. So that's being the weekend people. This is what I call them. So the people that, you know, the weekend people, it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. The reality is, Friday is the same as any other day. Same as Sunday. Same as any other day. Saturday. It's the same as any other day. I'm still doing the same things.
And the Christmas break is proof. Because everyone at Christmas, you forget what day it is, because when you have nothing to do, it doesn't matter whether it's Monday or Friday or Saturday or it doesn't matter.
We don't even look. Me and James were talking about this the other day. We don't even look at it as Monday, Tuesday. We just work in dates now.
Yeah, dates.
More like, oh, it's the 16th.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying that, like, okay, I acknowledge the fact that today is Saturday.
Yeah.
But that's because I know, that's because I've got this to plan on Saturday. For example, and it's funny that you said that. I was literally thinking this today. While I was doing a workout, I was on fucking push-up 570 or whatever the fuck. And then I was thinking to myself about how, you know, some people think that Saturday is a day off.
It's not.
It's the morning. Saturday's the day. For me, Saturday and the Sunday, I think, this is extra time
to
for
work.
me. I'm looking forward to Saturday. I'm cancelling plans for Saturday to work because I've got this work. No. Saturday I can put the whole day in. I can put extra time in.
You don't have to get up as early. You can stay up all night, and you can get up early. You can be tired, and then I can stay up till
exactly. I can stay up till 3 in the morning on this fucking laptop, and then in the morning I can wake up early, do that anyway, before I do my workout. You could do that anyway. We should be doing that anyway. I kind of do that anyway. But what you're right. The whole thing is, you should be excited for the weekends. Let's say you have a job, a standard job, contract and everything. You have to go in. No self-employed. Not talking to the self-employed, not talking to the business owners, talking to the people who have an actual job. You wear the badge, company shirt, all of that. On Saturdays, you should not be thinking sweet, or on Friday night, because it's not just Saturday. Friday night counts. That's one of the most important times. It's after the work. Okay, Friday night. I don't have to get up early tomorrow. I've got 2 days off. No, you don't have 2 days off. You have 2 days that actually belong to you and not that company. So make them count. You
need to realise that you need to work harder on yourself rather than actually on your job. So you think you do a hard day's graft, for example, say you do work in whatever. You do work in Starbucks, for example. You need to, whatever effort you put in there when you come home, you need to put fucking 10 times more effort into what you're doing on yourself. That is the fucking most important thing. You need to learn to do that. A lot of people will just do their day's work, come home, sit, watch telly.
Weed and Netflix.
Porn.
Weed, Netflix, porn, try to message a girl, she don't reply, bed.
Yeah.
That's what your fucking day looks. That's what your day looks like. Right? But if you use that afterward, okay, I'm done with this job. Even if, and this is the thing, this is how you get respect. If you work at Starbucks, right, and let's say you're dealing with a girl, you work at Starbucks, or you work at fucking Tesco's, or it doesn't even have to be that. You could be a fucking accountant. It doesn't matter, right? You work as an accountant, right? So it's a little bit, I wouldn't say it's sexier than Starbucks, but it sounds a bit more professional, whatever. Go work as an accountant for a company. You come home, you put your feet up, you smoke a joint, you go to bed, right? Now a girl comes into your life. She sees that and she thinks, nah, he's got...
I'm going to go with a geezer that works in Starbucks.
He's not all right. But the guy at Starbucks, he works at Starbucks. He comes home. He goes to the gym, or he does push-ups. He does sit-ups. Then he gets on his laptop. He doesn't have a business, but he's trying. He knows what he wants. He knows what he wants, which is cash. Let's say he doesn't want to do a specific business, but he just wants to get the money wherever he can find it. She's going to have more respect for that. She's going to want to get with that. His mum's going to be more proud of him, or his dad's going to be more proud of him. He goes home to Christmas. They say, what do you do? Well, okay, I still work at Starbucks, but
I've got this
I'm in good shape, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be able to start my own business on the side. I can do that a couple hours a night. You're an accountant. You might be earning 100K, but you're fat and lazy. You need to be ugly. You're ugly as fuck. You are ugly.
You are all fucking ugly, okay? You don't look like me and James, all right? You're fucking all ugly.
No, we're sexy. We're certified sex. Fuck you.
Nah, I'm joking.
To a certain extent.
Yeah, no, we're not.
You make your own minds about that.
I just want to touch on how the perception is such an important role, okay? And it comes to mindset as well. So perception, for example, you need to think about it. The way they control the people, for example, is through the information you receive. So the information you receive through the media, information you receive through adverts, marketing, whatever, is how they control your perception. And your perception then influences your behavior, okay? It's like, take for example, smoking 20 years ago, right? Everyone's perception on smoking 20 years ago was, it's cool. It's a cool thing to do. Everyone smoked. If you didn't smoke, you were weird, right? You were a weird person. Listen, everyone's okay? The only reason it's different now is because your perception has been manipulated by the media, by information that, it might not be that good. That's why now you see somebody smoking, you think, well, he's smoking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. It's only because your perception has been manipulated. And this is what they're doing constantly. It's a constant battle between you and the media companies, okay? They're constantly trying to get your perception. Because once they've got your perception, they can then influence how you behave. And it changes how you behave. And once they have it, like with the woke agenda, whatever, once they have your perception, and then your perception is in line with what they want, your behaviour will then follow suit.
Exactly. Listen, I always say you have to bring it back to the vote. Okay? You have to think there's a knock-on effect for everything. So they control the narrative. They control what you think. Your perception of the world is and we go, let's say the woke, because the media's all woke right now. Okay. They're trying to get you to think that Trump's bad. They're trying to get you to think that black people are targeted, or they're being discriminated against still, even though they're not. They're trying to make you feel that being trans and all that shit's normal. And then you start thinking that. So then what happens?
You follow in
President Biden comes along. I want Black Lives Matter. Trans people have rights, or more rights than you. Inclusion on airlines. Trump's bad. You're thinking, oh, well, I already think that stuff. Vote, they get power, then they don't give a fuck about you. It's all about power. And now it all comes back. I'm sorry, but it all can go back to power. It's not about money anymore. It's all about power. Because like we said before, the money, it's not even fucking real at this point, because it's all digital, all that. It's not the cash. It doesn't matter. They can just add
a zero to the bank. Add a couple
zeros to my bank real quick. I've got a statement coming out. Or take a couple zeros off so they don't think I'm earning the money that I am. Listen, it's all bullshit. It's all about the power. The perception that they're trying to control all goes back to power. It might not be now, but in 2-3 years, you realise that they've slowly programmed you. Like you said before, they've slowly implemented these ideas.
Yeah.
Your perception has slowly changed. Now you see some guy smoking weed,
And it's
watching
normal.
Netflix. You think, oh yeah, he's all right.
He's
not.
cool.
He's not
He's
a bum.
cool.
He's cool.
But back in the day, when if you were doing that in the fucking Roman times and you weren't out fighting and fucking hunting animals, you would have been shot.
You weren't conquering. Exactly. You weren't conquering.
But your perception has just been manipulated, and you need to understand where they want to take your perception. Because once you see where they want to take your perception, then you can then change your perception, and then in line with that, it changes your behaviour. Because a lot of people, their perception is, you know, oh, I've got to get the COVID vaccine, I'll pay my taxes, go to work, do this, and then maybe I can go on holiday once or twice and I'll retire at 65. That's your perception. That's people's perception of life. And that's why they do that, because that's their perception and their behaviour is then in line with that perception. But if your perception is completely different, your perception is, oh, I can make fucking millions, I can do this, I can do that, I have this perception that I'm going to be the fucking best, your behaviour will in line with that automatically, and you will begin to fucking follow suit with that as well.
Yeah, and you need to ask why. Okay, like you said, that perception of retire at 65, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 boring wife, all of that shit. That is, why are they doing that? And why do they not want you to have the perception of, when I'm 30, I want to be fucking rich with a six-pack and still getting fucking blowjobs?
And some sexy bitch.
I still want to get a fucking blowy when I'm 40. Why?
Don't even get them now!
They don't get... Exactly! The only guys getting them now are fucking homos.
Yeah.
Hey?
They're winning the war on blowjobs.
Exactly. And listen, the whole point... No, but listen, it's true. But you have to think why. I always ask why, and I always create my own perception. Like, my mind can't be changed very easily anymore. But
you need to be open.
Even if... you need to be open to ideas.
New knowledge and information.
You have to think, okay, new knowledge comes in, or maybe George thinks one thing, I think another, we have a conversation, we're not stubborn, but we then you take it in, evaluate, okay,
makes sense,
makes sense, maybe I agree, maybe I disagree, maybe I agree but it's not for me, that type of thing. But we're open to shit, and why do they not want you open to all this other stuff? I don't know.
And it's like perception. Think about it, like simple like this, for example. Say you're driving a car, you're in the fast lane on the motorway, right? Next thing you know, somebody comes behind you, he's flashing the lights, fucking beeping you, get out of the way, get out of the way. Anyway, you move over to the next lane. They go past, flying past, and you think, fucking hell, what a dickhead.
Yeah.
That's your perception. But you don't know. He might be going to fucking see his mum dying in hospital, and she's got 5 minutes left to live. Do you see what I'm saying? If you knew that, then your perception would be, oh, fuck it, I'll let him through. That's all it is. Your perception is being manipulated so you can follow in line with what they want you to believe. Yeah, perception is key. That example you used about the road. So sometimes you're going to have a perception. You're not going to know the ins and outs. No, yeah, definitely. But that's your own. At least that's yours. Your own. At least perception. It's yours. That's yours. You need at least to change you can stand by it. Well, I'm probably change it as well. But let's say the media, half of and I was the same for a while. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm lucky. We're lucky that we're still young. And we fucking snapped out of it and started thinking for ourselves at fucking like 20 years old. That's lucky. Imagine being 40. Up at 40. Imagine being 40 and then you only just realise. Okay? It's crazy. And guess what? You think they don't have you think the people trying to fucking program you, the media, or not, and by the media, I mean the people who own the media companies, not the journalists who are really just mouthpieces, the actual people who own the company. You think their mind can get changed? No. Their mind can you know their mind hasn't gotten changed because they still fucking believe the same shit. They don't like, you know what I'm saying? They don't like fucking Trump. They don't like fucking white people. They don't like straight white men who believe in God, who just want to fucking have a few kids and live nicely and go to the gym and get some dollar. There's no change in that, yet they still try to change your perception. That's what it's crazy. It's a battle of perception. That is the main thing. Like I said, perception is the main thing. Forget about the money. Forget about this. The perception is the main thing.
It's almost mind control. Your perception is almost mind control. Yeah, if they control, because the thing is, when they control the information that you receive, your perception is then created around that information you see. Exactly. That is literally mind control. That is literally like manipulation of a person. Like, it's fucking mental when you actually think about it. Like, when you think about the word perception and what it means. And like I said, the examples, it actually does influence your behaviour. Yeah. If your parents are really racist, for example, You're probably
You're going to be like that because of your perception of that, for example. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all about your perception.
If you only take in mainstream media's fucking news and you don't follow companies like Centrepiece
don't make your own mind up,
well, then you're only going to think the things that they're telling you. And this is the thing, then you're going to see shit, but you already have a perception. Okay, you have a perception that fucking James Taylor's an asshole. Yet when he comes over, he buys you a drink. He's nice. He's polite. He makes sure you got home all right.
He's good in bed.
He's good. Exactly. He knows.
I don't fucking know.
No, but listen. No, but your perception. Okay, you have you have a perception that fucking. I'll give you an example. I always give the example of Trump, right? You have the perception that Trump's bad. You have the perception that Trump's racist because they programmed you to think that. Then when you see him being nice and giving on air, live, in front of loads of people, giving a black woman a job, there and then. She asked him a question, said that I can't remember the ins and outs. She wanted work. She recently lost her job or something. He said, do you want a job? She said yes. Okay, we can make that happen. They shake hands. Now she's with him. But your perception, they programmed your perception that much that when you see shit with your own eyes, you still don't believe it. They programmed you to believe there was a fucking pandemic.
That wasn't actually happening.
And then you did not see one person fucking die.
So then people dropping dead.
You didn't see anyone die, but you have this perception.
Yeah, that's
fucking crazy.
It's the battle of perceptions. That is the main thing.
You have the perception that the fucking UK is fucking racist, yet all you see, all the celebrities and all the famous athletes you look up to are fucking black or not even purely English anyway.
But because they've told you, everyone, the UK is racist, you believe it.
Yeah. It's crazy. It is crazy. Listen, you need to have your own fucking opinions. You need to have your own opinions. I always say, I've said it loads of times tonight, I say you need to follow Centrepiece UK. I'm not just trying to plug my shit, I'm trying to fucking help you. Please, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying.
Listen.
Help yourselves. Help yourselves by fucking knowing exactly what's going on. Okay? It's ridiculous. Have your own opinion and listen, stand by it. It doesn't matter who speaks out against it. Sometimes you might have to smile and wave and pretend that you're gonna, your family have you cornered. You might have to smile and pretend that you fucking believe that bullshit, but don't let it get to you.
And also, like you said about having your own opinion, I think it's really also a good thing to do, to be like this, to look at both arguments and always, don't just look at one side. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I said, don't just look at the mainstream media. Don't just look at the alternative media. Look at both and think, hang on a minute, what actually makes sense? Because generally, it's sort of somewhere in the middle. The alternative media are going to be pushing their narrative. Yeah. The mainstream media are going to be pushing their narrative. It's generally going to be somewhere in the middle. The truth.
Yeah, the truth. The truth lies in the middle. The truth is the central point of the
centerpiece.
The centerpiece. Exactly. The name's there for a reason. Okay. The media is saying Russell Brand's a fucking rapist. Russell Brand, or some people who were Team Russell Brand saying he ain't done fuck all. In the middle,
it's the truth.
They were there. They met up. He banged her. She thought he was an arsehole. She has no money now. She wants to come after him because the fucking media are paying her 50 grand for a story that they can share. That's where you have to. I'm not saying that for a fact, by the way, although it's fucking as good as fact, probably. But that's the way you need to look at it. All right? So don't just watch. Well, you should be watching this fucking show every single time.
Every week we will be uploading.
Every week on repeat. But if we're saying something, look into the story. Okay, we're saying that, I don't know, Trump's not a bad guy. Or I don't even know if we've said that. We probably have. I don't know. But that's what I think anyway. Look at the people who don't like him. And then think why.
Would I want to be like that person?
Exactly.
That's what you need to think. Would I want to be like that person that doesn't like that person? Or do I want to be like this person that's following this person?
Yeah, look at
that's what you need to think.
Do
you want to look like me or James? Or do you want to look like you've got fucking blue hair and cut your dick off?
Do you want to be, exactly, do you want to look like us? Do you want to look like this guy right here? Do you want to look like me? Or do you want to look like a fucking purple-haired fucking woman with an Adam's apple and a fucking good beard?
Better beard than us.
But exactly. Listen, this is a little side point I've got to talk about, right? I've noticed how every fucking transgender, aka fucking delusional man with fucking mental problems, they're always the most masculine of men.
Yeah.
They have the best beards. Shadows.
What
Their
the
beards
fuck? Why would you waste that?
They got beards like a fucking Arab man or a fucking rabbi. They got fucking Adam's apples like that. They got deep voice. They got big arms. They got hairy legs, hairy chest,
hairy
fucking
back,
hairy bum crack. Trust me. Why? And when you say that, I'm sorry, I've got to go into this. It's crazy. Yet you look with your eyes. That is a man. And the reason I use that example is because you look with your own eyes. It's always the most manly and masculine men that decide that they're women. Yet you look with your own eyes. Your eyes are telling you that's a man. Your brain is telling you that's a man. Your fucking natural human, like evolutionary biology that you can feel the testosterone coming from that man. Yet the media, then the media tells you it's a woman. Okay, yeah,
it's a media. Yeah, it's a woman.
And that's why you're fucking tired. That's why you're tired and sad, because it's all a fucking confusion.
It's just...
Listen, guys, I think we're going to leave that there, all right? We've spit some fucking facts on you guys, right? We've gone in a little bit. Think about what we've said, all right? It's all the fucking truth. Everything is the truth, okay? Have your own opinion. Go watch the video back. Take fucking notes.
Digest
Seriously.
it. Digest the information.
Digest. Yes, this is entertainment, but the name, what's it got in there? Wisdom. There's a reason. Okay, there's a reason. You need to look at what we're saying. You need to have your own opinion. You need to look at what the fucking delusional people are saying. Have your own opinion. That's all I can say.
Lovely. Thank you very much, guys. Like, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Loving the feedback. Thank you very much.
Yeah, listen, guys. Like the video. Look in the fucking description. All the channels and pages you need to follow are in there. But I'm going to say again, in case you don't read it because you're probably lazy, right? You need to follow my Instagram, which is James Tayoro. Okay, James.Tayoro. Tayoro is spelled Tayoro. And you need to follow Centerpiece_UK on Instagram and on X. Okay, and you need to follow this man here.
Follow my Instagram. We'll put it all in the description, like I said.
All in the description.
Thank you very much.
Guys, thank you. We appreciate it. If you're watching this right now, you watched the whole episodes. Give yourself a pat on the back. You owe us 500 push-ups. Get to work. Let's fucking go.
And now you're a lot smarter. Your IQ has gone up because you've watched this.
Your IQ has gone up. Proven. Okay?